welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we're going to be diving into everything that happened last night on Monday Night Raw. But before we get into it, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Now, let's get right into it. But I just gotta know, did you guys maybe notice anything different about this episode? If you're a frequent listener or watcher, did you maybe notice a new intro? Because I worked really hard on it. Please say you guys I'm joking. No, but I have a new intro, which is so exciting. I have been wanting to work on this for quite some time now. I mean, we are slowly but surely entering our 3rd month of this podcast in March. So I was like, you know what? It's finally time that we upgrade. You know, we have some fun little music, a little jingle, if you will. So I worked really hard over the past couple days to come up with something really fun. Obviously, we've got some wrestling things in there. You know, we've got the This Is Awesome chant, we got the bell, and we've got our signature jingle. So I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys like it, but let's get right into Monday Night Raw. So the opening segment was with Logan Paul, Cincinnati's own, because that's where they were last night. So Logan got mega heat, even though he was in his hometown, which, whatever. He was doing his typical heel thing, you know, and it was amazing. But it didn't last for long because CM Punk came out. Our king. We love him. We love to see it. Logan said that Punk doesn't like him because he's everything he's not. Punk said that he doesn't know him enough to know if he likes him, if he dislikes him, and that this is strictly business. This is strictly elimination chamber. So they went back and forth, you know, doing the typical heel face thing. Then Punk laid out his plan, okay? He said he is going to get payback since Logan Paul was the person that eliminated CM Punk at the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble. So he's going to get payback, and he will be the one to eliminate Logan in the Elimination Chamber. Then he says he will go on to main event WrestleMania and leave Vegas as world champion. But before anything else could happen, Logan slapped the crap out of Punk and then dipped. And Punk said, you can run, but you can't hide. He said on Saturday, he's not just in a chamber, but he's locked in a cage with CM Punk. Now, one thing I love when it comes to PLEs like the Royal Rumble or the chamber where you're going to have multiple people in the match, I love it because it serves for fantastic storyline development in the sense of we get to open Monday Night Raw with something like this. It's simple, it's to the point, it gets us hyped for the match, and we get to do that with multiple people, which we will see on later in the show. But let's get right into the first match of the night. We had a men's triple threat match. We had Penta versus Pete Dunne versus Ludwig Kaiser. Now, absolutely incredible match. Okay, you guys know how much I love Penta and how much I respect Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser in the ring. I mean, overall, just insane, great action, and honestly, I wasn't bored 1 second. It was so entertaining. Now, the ending kind of bothered me because Ludwig Kaiser won. Now, I understand Penta can't win every single week, but come on, man. But you know what? It's fine. Maybe Ludwig just needed this win. It's fine, but I do like this mid-card madness we are getting a lot on Raw and SmackDown. They're really highlighting and showcasing the mid-card division, and I really love that because I do think Penta is towards the top of that. I hope that he gets to take maybe the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship at some point this year. I think that would be great. Then we headed into a Rhea Ripley segment. This was a bit of a mini segment. She was talking to Jackie Redmond, and she said she is going to have an eye on the chamber this weekend, but her full focus is to her title defense next week on Monday Night Raw against Io Sky. She said it's been 5 years since she last faced Io, and since then, she's become the most dominant woman in the WWE. Which is facts. But then, of course, the inevitable Io Sky interrupts. Io said that next week she will beat her again and go on to WrestleMania as the Women's World Champion. Now, let's talk about this really quick. Io's not winning that championship. If she did, I would be extremely shocked. Now you guys know Rhea's my favorite, so I'm trying to take all the bias out of this, but I'm being dead serious. Like, yes, Io has a shot, but just where the storyline is going right now, I don't see it. But if they did that, I would be extremely disappointed and shocked. I don't think it's worth to do that at all. But let's take it one day at a time. I mean, we still got NXT tonight and SmackDown on Friday and the Chamber on Saturday. So let's worry about all that before we get to this nail biter of a match, because I do think there's going to be a lot of close calls. So then we had a tag team match between the New Day and the LWO. It was a pretty good match, good action, but nothing like extremely interesting. Good moments, but again, nothing out of this world. In the end, the New Day won. But let's head backstage for a Judgment Day segment, okay? So here's my thing. Finn is a crybaby, okay? He was complaining and blaming Dom for everything that's happened, per usual, when let's just not forget Dom is the reason why certain matches involving Judgment Day members are a thing, why they've come to fruition. It's because Dom is the head of the table. No, I'm kidding. He's not. But it's just so annoying, and I can't wait for this to be over. But after last night's main event, I doubt it will be. But we'll get to that soon. So Dom keeps pushing the idea of bringing a new member, and Finn shuts it down. Now, again, the main event plays a huge role into this, which, again, we will talk about later. But I don't think the Judgment Day is over anytime soon anymore, and I do think we will see a new member fairly soon. But then Liv Morgan comes in and reassures Finn of the plan. It's the same song and dance every week, but hopefully with what happened in the main event, and hopefully a new member, we can resurrect the Judgment Day and make them relevant again. So let's get into a bit of a funny match. And I say funny just because it's an odd pairing, but it kind of was interesting, to be honest. So we had Gunther versus Akira Tozawa. So like I said, honestly, a pretty good match. Strange, but I didn't expect Tozawa to put up as big of a fight as he did. I was kind of shocked about that. But then, of course, Gunther obviously crushed him inevitably and won the entire match. But then after the match, Gunther attacked Tozawa, and then Otis got in the ring and he attacked him as well. And then, who came out for the save? Main event, Jey Uso. Yeet. So, Jey Uso came out, and, okay, guys, might be a little bit of delusion, but, I'm being dead serious. I don't know if anyone else saw, but, why was Gunther low-key, a little intimidated when Jey came out? Hello? Yeah, you should be. Because that's the man that's going to take your title in, I don't know how many days or weeks, but April 19th or 20th. It's gonna happen, so lock in, okay? So I gotta say though, I am loving the build up for this match. Gunther putting his World Heavyweight Championship on the line against main event Jey Uso, and obviously it's gonna be a Mania for us all because he's gonna win the title. Obviously he better. But I'm just loving this build up so much. I mean, who would have thought that Jey would have been at this point? And I love how he said last night in a backstage segment, which I didn't actually take notes of because it was kind of really short and I didn't have enough time, but I will touch on it now. He had a little backstage moment with A-Town Down Under, and he was telling them, everyone is doubting me. The entire locker room, a lot of the fans, everyone in management, all the rest, everyone is doubting me, but look what I did in Indianapolis. I beat 29 other men and became the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble winner. And now everyone's doubting him again. That he can't beat Gunther at WrestleMania for that title, but he's going to do it again because he proves the haters wrong. Our king. I love that for him. So, love, love, love everything they're doing right now with Gunther and Jey. I love the slow boil, if you will. This story has been going on for a minute. And the payoff is going to be so good. And I feel like Jay's going to have such a good title reign. But we will get to that in April. But let's move on into a Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Lyra Valkyria defending against Dakota Kai. Now, this was a great match, okay? So much fun action between these two women, and they left us with no time to be bored. I felt like Raw was just so great last night. Not just the match-ups, but the matches themselves. The quality was so good, and this one was so great. Lyra and Dakota are both so creative in the ring, in my opinion. Like, it's brilliant. The moves and the sequences that they do is something that, like, I have either never seen before, haven't seen in a while, or they just mix it up in a fun and fresh way. But in the end, Lyra Valkyria retained, and some tea happened afterwards. Ivy Nile came out to attack Dakota and Lyra, and I am so here for this feud, okay? This is exactly what we've been needing from Ivy Nile. And maybe this could be the feud for WrestleMania. I don't know. I would love to see Lyra get a big feud for this championship. Obviously, she's the inaugural women's intercontinental champion, so I would love to see this for her. And obviously huge to get a big title focused storyline. So I absolutely love this for the two, and I hope it blossoms into something bigger. But let's head into another great match. We had Braun Breaker versus Dominic Mysterio. There was lots of great storytelling in this one, which I loved. Dom makes me laugh because he's always trying to act like this big tough guy, which he's obviously not, and it's just absolutely hysterical. But on the other side, I do have to say that Braun is truly so good at what he does, and I hope that one day he can be world champion. I don't think that day is this year, but hopefully maybe in 2026. Oh my god, I would love for him to win the Royal Rumble. I just thought about that. I would love for him to win the Royal Rumble. I didn't think about that till right now. That would be so amazing. So, like I said, pretty good match, but then the way the match ended wasn't my favorite. But it sort of was in what it led to. So the Judgment Day was already out ringside, and they ended up interfering and ending the match. So Judgment Day starts attacking Braun Breaker, but Braun quickly caught up. Now, a fun little moment, and this is what I just said before, that I am loving, is that Finn and Braun had a little moment where I literally got chills, okay? Because that matchup would be incredible, okay? It was giving dog versus demon, if you catch my drift. When I looked at Finn in that moment, I saw the demon creeping out of him a little bit. I think whenever the Judgment Day finally does end, I don't think he'll do it during the Judgment Day, but I do think that we will get Demon Finn Balor back at some point, and I would love for this matchup to happen, and maybe we could get it at SummerSlam. That would be a banger, or Survivor Series. I don't know. One of the big four, I think, would be so iconic. All right, let's head into the long-awaited Cody Rhodes segment. Now, obviously, if you guys saw what happened last week on Friday Night SmackDown, very weird exchange, encounter, whatever you want to call it, between The Rock and Cody Rhodes. He basically asked Cody if he'd sell his soul to him because he wants him to be his champion. Now, we don't fully know what all that means, and The Rock said that he will be in Toronto for the elimination. Is it Toronto? I think, for the Elimination Chamber, and he expects Cody to give him an answer by then. So Cody came out and said that he would never and isn't going to lie to the fans. He just wants to be transparent, and he said that this decision that he is faced with doesn't just affect him, but affects his entire family. He said what it boils down to, but before he got to the point, aka his decision, Seth Rollins came out. Because obviously, I mean, we have to leave the decision making for Saturday. Like, duh. So, one thing I gotta say, though, is Seth is such a troll, and I love it. I think it is absolutely hysterical. Seth said that this is the first time that they've been in the ring together in over a year. He said the last time was WrestleMania 40. He said that he will win the chamber and face Cody at Mania. He continued to say that the reason he came out is to ask Cody, what is he thinking? Seth said that he felt like it was a slap in the face when Cody didn't do anything in the moment to The Rock last week, knowing their history. This is basically Seth just like crying and whining like it affects him when it really doesn't. It's not your life, buddy boy. Seth continues and said that he hopes he doesn't regret everything he did to help Cody win the championship at WrestleMania. And I get that because they're kind of friends, but it's also like, bro, you take everything to heart. Like, maybe think about chillaxing for a bit. So Cody finally sneaks some words in and said that Seth sounds judgmental. And this is a direct quote from Cody. He said, I know you just as much as you know me. Cody said to Seth that Seth was the MVP of WrestleMania 40, that he was his Shield. Anytime a Shield reference happens, I just collapse because you guys know I'm a 2000s baby, so I just lose my mind. So Seth responds and said, this is a direct quote. He said, "In some ways, I'm out here to protect you from similar mistakes that I've made in my past because my heart is filled with hate and I don't want to hate you." After Seth said that, I did understand where he was coming from. He just wants to look out for Cody, but I just think he lets his personal bias get in the way a lot of times. That doesn't really make things effective. But then Seth said he's not coming for Cody's soul. He's coming for his title. Glad he cleared that up because obviously I was confused. I wasn't, but whatever. Then we move on to the main event, which if you guys have been following along with the podcast for a while, especially I think it was 2 SmackDowns ago, I honestly have been throwing fits that the women haven't gotten enough time on TV and they have not been given the main event slot in a very long time when they absolutely deserve it. And I think WWE heard our complaints and made a change. And I think the 4 women in this next match absolutely heard and thought, well, we got to deliver for the fans. So we're going to do it. The women's tag team championships were on the line. Bianca Belair and Naomi defending against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And oh my goodness, this was an absolutely insane match. Honestly, probably one of the, if not the best women's tag team matches I've ever seen in my entire life. And I have been watching for quite some time, okay? I remember when the women's tag team championships became a thing, and I've seen from before and now, and it is just, this is hands down the best match. I truly can't think of another match that was better. They absolutely delivered. They understood the assignment and ate down right away. But through the incredible action, Dominic Mysterio came out to distract the ref so that Raquel could do some damage in the ring. Now, there was lots of close calls in this match. But in the end, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez won. And they are now 3-time women's tag team championships. I am so excited and proud of them. This is so well deserved. But most importantly, this now gives the perfect opening for Jade Cargill to make her long-awaited return and interfere in the Women's Elimination Chamber this Saturday and finally have that big money match with Bianca at WrestleMania. I just made a video that I posted earlier today on my Instagram and TikTok if you want to go check it out. I also have it on YouTube Shorts where I kind of break down everything that happened in that main event, specifically talking about how Bianca and Naomi losing their titles has now summoned Jade Cargill's return. So if that sounds like anything interesting, definitely go check it out. I went really in depth in it, but I will talk a little bit briefly about it here. I just think that, with Bianca and Naomi losing their titles, they're not attached to the hip anymore. And I think this Saturday, the true colors are going to get revealed. Jade Cargill is going to attack Bianca because she knows that she attacked her, obviously. And Naomi's going to get heartbroken. And they're no longer going to be a tag team because she's going to realize, oh my God, you attacked our best friend. You're now stabbing me in the back. And Bianca is going to finally turn heel, God bless. And we're going to finally catapult into the big money match at WrestleMania. So if you guys want to hear, obviously, a more in-depth version of me really diving deep into that, I have that on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts if you guys want to check it out. But let's head into my overall thoughts. It was a great show. Great go-home show for the Elimination Chamber. Obviously, we have our last go-home show on Friday. Thoroughly enjoyed all the matches, and there was so much great storyline development, which we know I am all for. I always talk about it. Now, let's talk about my match of the night. Okay, my match of the night was none other than the main event for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Now, before this match, my heart was set on the men's triple threat match between Penta Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser. But after watching the main event, it just absolutely took the cake. Impeccable action and just all around fantastic match and great showcase for all 4 women. Now, my segment of the night was obviously Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. They just had a great exchange, and I thought it truly added to the storyline, and I thought it was great. But overall, I would give the show about an 8 out of 10, 8.5 pushing it. Actually, not pushing it at all. You know what? Let's say an 8.5 out of 10. I feel confident in that. I just thought it was a great show, great storyline development for everybody, great quality matches, and I absolutely cannot wait for the Elimination Chamber this week. Speaking of Elimination Chamber, you guys know I always do bonus episodes around this time of the month, so I wanted to let you guys know our bonus. It's kind of the same every month, but just so you guys remember, this Friday I will be posting a Elimination Chamber preview / predictions podcast episode. And then Saturday morning, I will post a shortened version on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. And then on Sunday, either Sunday or actually I'll probably do it Monday morning, I'll do an Elimination Chamber recap episode. So those two are going to be bonus podcast episodes. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to chat about it with all you guys. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a 5-star review. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!